Oh, what's going on, people? How you darn? How you darn? How you darn? Welcome in to the stream. Happy Valentine's Day.
Wow, what an opportunity, huh?
If you're here, I'm assuming you don't have a special someone this year, and that's
If you
okay.
are here with a special someone, I hope your special someone is watching this live stream right next to you. Hello, special someone.
I don't think anyone with a special someone is going to be watching this stream right now. I could be wrong, but hey, maybe you guys celebrated a different time. What did you do that yesterday for Valentine's Day?
We actually went out on Sunday. We went to dinner it's called Ragazzi. It's a nice Italian restaurant out here in Sydney.
Ragazzi.
Ragazzi, like Fugazi, but Ragazzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, went there, hung out, and that's it. So we kind of celebrated that on Sunday.
Nice.
Well, yeah, it was good. You?
Yeah, well, Karina, my wife, she is still bedridden because of her ankle. She broke her ankle, if you guys don't know. So we couldn't really go out and do something, unfortunately, but ordered her favorite food, watched what she wanted to watch.
Love that.
Made her breakfast in bed, that kind of vibe. So,
Okay.
you know, did what we could, you know, to make it all right. But
Does she have a cast on her ankle? Did you like do graffiti and shit on it, or what?
She does have a cast on her ankle. It's black. So
you need a white marker.
Be hard to graffiti that thing up, but we might put some Fantasyland stickers on it from our merch. Might buy some Fantasyland merch stickers.
That's funny.
And bedazzle it up. By the way, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. If you have yet to do so, go ahead and drop a like.
You like that?
If you like the content,
like that?
if you want to help grow the channel, grow the stream, we made an announcement yesterday that we released merch, and just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has already gone out and ordered some merch. That's awesome. We've had like 20 orders so far, which is really, really cool to see. If you are at all curious and you want to see what our merch looks like, I can paste that link in the chat. You can have a little gaze, and we can look at it together here for just 1 second. So a lot of people have been asking us to release merch for a while. That is now out. I put that in the chat. Maybe, Badake, if we can put that in the description from here on out for videos and live streams and stuff, that would be good to have. But you can see our shop here. Just added a couple things today, actually. More of a simple logo with a flat line. But yeah, you got your mugs, you got your hats, you got your hoodies, you got your shirts. You've got tote bags, stickers. I mean, we're phone cases. We're trying the most to help you guys who want that merch. I know some people wanted it. We basically just made things that we liked, and then if you guys want to order it, you can order it too. Bucket hats are actually huge here in Australia, so that's why I thought it'd be fun just to pop them up there. You know, bucket hats in Australia are popping. They're a thing for sure.
It's definitely a thing, and spring is about to happen over there soon-ish.
Yeah,
maybe like towards the start of March, I would say, right?
Yeah. John says, "Can I get an autographed sticker from Badake?"
Yeah, honestly. Maybe I'll send one out. Exclusives.
Exclusive stickers signed. Wow, those would be worth at least dollars. At least dollars. We're doing a Dynasty startup mock draft. If people want to join Badake, how could they go about doing that?
Yeah, all you have to do is join our Discord, guys. As always, if you're new here to the community, we do have a Discord with thousands of people, really good community. Some bands, they always answer some questions. But if you want to join this mock draft, all you have to do is join the Discord, go to Dynasty, damn it, and then go to Dynasty mock draft tab. That's exactly where I'll be posting this link. Kind of see where I post this. There's no Valentine's, no worries. We got a mock draft. Come through and show some love. That's exactly where I'll be posting the link. It is first come first serve, but it's okay because we go live Monday through Thursday 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you'll have a chance without a doubt,
for sure. We're gonna use a different mock draft than the one that is actually in the description, and it's from NFL.com. So I know someone put this in the Discord. I thought it would be cool to kind of play around with. So let me try and update that description, but here's the landing spots. But if I send them to you, maybe you can send them in the
chat.
Just make sure you're not sending the link to join just yet, but maybe you can send it in the chat so people have it over on Discord too. I'm gonna update it in the description now so people have that mock draft that we're gonna use for today.
Yeah.
But it's fun to switch it up. And NFL.com, I like that they're starting to do 3-round mocks. Those first round mocks, after like a couple months, it's not that it's boring. It's just like, okay, we know these players, you know?
Yeah.
But hey, I wanted to just quickly, before we start the stream, obviously yesterday's stream was a journey. And what I wanted to say, which I didn't really get to say when we were talking about the Super Bowl yesterday, is to all the Philly fans out there. I don't know if there's any Philly fans out there, but this is the way I probably should have started that conversation. I want to say I feel you. I feel you guys. I totally feel how heartbreaking that could be to be in the Super Bowl and losing that scenario. So that's what I should have started off with. I totally feel you. It's tough. I have been in a scenario where I've seen my favorite team lose in a Super Bowl, and it hurts, man. It's tough, especially, you know, it's just sports, but it's more than sports for us, for us type of people who find a lot of joy and love in it. So first off, just want to say to the Eagles fans, I feel you guys. I'm sorry that it ended that way. Now, my opinion might be different to other people's, and that's okay. But the Eagles should be extremely proud of what happened this year. Like, Jalen Hurts, first off, proved me wrong, no doubt, this year. Proved a lot of people wrong. I was one of them. To make it where he made it is incredibly impressive. The type of leadership that he has, I don't think you can quantify it. It's really, really special. That city is going to be back. That team is going to be back, rather. So, yeah. So anyway, just wanted to say that my opinion on the call is going to be different to your guys's, of course, and that's okay. But that's how I should have opened it up. I wanted to take that conversation in a direction. I just don't feel like I could ever have taken it there yesterday. So just want to say thank you to everyone who said congratulations to the Chiefs and to the Eagles fans. I'm sorry that it didn't work out this year because I feel that pain. I know what it's like to lose. So it's just a game, but it's more than a game for us.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Eagles are going to be shit now because they lost their defensive coach and their offensive coach. So GG's to
no,
that.
They're not. They'll probably hire within. They'll probably hire
sure.
within.
Yeah, they will hire within. But I mean, big losses for them. I mean, even in the front office,
Sure.
which is crazy. It's unfortunate.
Sure. Yeah, but anyway, shout out to the Eagles fans. I think the way that the Eagle players and like coaches handled it was incredible. They handled it with a ton of grace, ton of humility, and both teams played a really good game. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the draft.
Get it. I need a link, by the way. I don't think I ever got one. Unless you
I'll send you a link now. Shout out to Samurai Goats, who won the little raffle I did over on my Twitter. If you guys want a higher chance to get in,
got in before I did. Jeez.
If you guys want a higher chance to get in, you can consider giving me a follow over on Twitter. There are times when I do little like raffles, if you will, to get into a mock draft. I know it's difficult to get in because we have like 1,000+ people in the Discord. So consider giving me a follow over there on Twitter. And I know Badake is also on Twitter as well. So I'll put his handle in there for you guys to follow as well. Juju was sending, yeah.
Oh my God.
Whatever. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of Juju doing that. And AJ Brown's response was more than justified. More than justified. I mean, yeah, not a fan of that. Don't claim him. Not really bothered if he comes back or if he goes somewhere else in free agency. Just not the kind of vibes we really want.
You know vibes?
You know the vibes? Okay, let's go ahead and send that out. And let's get it popping.
Popping. All right, I'll send the link out here. Once again, first come, first serve. And we highly recommend to go on some sort of laptop, PC, anything along those lines, because it is faster and quicker and a higher chance for you to get in. But here is the link coming in 3, 2, 1. There you go.
Yeah. CK says I'm not a Philly fan, but every Philly has a right to be upset. Totally. Everyone's emotions are justified. AK says Eagles were so good their OC and DC got poached. Yeah. It's tough to have consistency at the coaching position when coaches do well. I mean,
yeah, it's so tough, man.
That's just the natural progression.
That's what I was worried about. I mean, I thought Wink was gonna leave. I thought, Mike Kafka in our Giants, So
your Giants.
My Giants, excuse me, that they were going to that they were going to get poached. They were going to get poached, but oh well.
Whoops,
It
he
didn't happen.
says, congrats, Zach, and all Casey fans. Yes, it was a great game. Appreciate that. Joe says, about damn time I got in. Welcome.
Damn it,
All right,
Joe.
guys, here's what we're doing. We are doing a 2023 Dynasty Superflex Startup mock draft. It is PPR. It is not tied in premium. We're using the landing spots from NFL.com's mock draft. It's a 3-round from Chad Reuter. I mean, look at Chad. Look at that face on Chad.
Come on,
Shout
Chad.
out to Chad. Can we get a shout out to Chad in the chat? Shout out to my guy Chad. Let's have a look at his mock draft here together, so we all kind of know where these players are landing and the draft capital. It's always fun to switch things up. Bryce Young goes number 1 to the Texans, then C.J. Stroud to the Colts. Then we see Will Levis to the Panthers. Bijan Robinson to the Eagles with the 10th overall pick. Dalton Kincaid at number 11. Holy, to the Titans. They took Kincaid over Michael Mayer. Okay, fair enough. I love this landing spot for Anthony Richardson. In fact, it's one of my favorites. To the Jets. I just love that spot. JSN to the Packers. We love to see that. Michael Mayer to the Lions. Jordan Addison to the Bills. Yeah, they trade up. We talked about that in one of our videos last week. One of these teams want to get a receiver. They probably need to trade up.
That's right.
Jalen Hyatt to the Ravens. I don't think I've seen Quentin off the board yet. Did Quentin not go? And they have Jalen Hyatt ahead of him? Okay.
I don't think he did go, no.
Wait, did Quentin not go in the first round? Well, there goes Rashee Rice to the Bears.
Okay, well, second round here.
Second round, we have Luke Musgrave to the Texans. We've got Nolan Smith. I mean, that's not... Sorry, Jahmyr Gibbs to the Raiders. Darnell Washington to the Panthers. Zay Flowers to the Saints. I must be missing something. No, wow. They let Quentin fall to the second.
Second round.
Well, we're going to just play out as if this is real. Jahmyr to the Raiders. Darnell to the Panthers. Zay to the Saints. We've got Kayshon Boutte to the Falcons, and then the Patriots get Quentin Johnson in the second round.
Gosh.
Interesting. Hendon Hooker to the Seahawks. Zach Charbonnet to the Lions, which I actually like. I could see how that could be really successful for him. Tucker Kraft to the Jags. Tyler Scott to the Giants. Too early for us, but that's okay. Marvin Mims to the Cowboys. I know you probably like to see that. A little Marvin Mims to start your morning.
A little bit of Marvin. I like it. Now in the third round here.
And now in the third round, we have Cedric Tillman to the Cardinals. Tajay Spears to the Saints. We've got Sam Laporta to the Packers. Roshan Johnson to the Steelers. Tanner McKee goes to the Lions. And Sean Tucker to the Panthers. And Zach. Oh, sorry. I thought it was Zach Evans. My bad. Sean Tucker to the Panthers.
Which I like. That's a good pick in the third round.
Yeah. Okay. So,
come on,
so
baby.
that's a good spot for Sean Tucker. We'd like to see that. All right. So those are the landing spots that we're rolling with, guys. So let's go ahead and get this thing popping. And best of luck to everyone. Best of luck.
I think last time I drafted from the 101, so I'm going to do this series where I'm just going through every single draft pick until I get to the 12. Okay. So last time I drafted 101, I'll do 102, and then obviously next mock draft I'll do 103. So I'll kind of go along the board there.
Chad Powers 101. Joe Robinson 101. We did just start. Yes, we just started the draft. All right, so we see Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Hurts. I think you're going to see a lot of that. Let me ask you, from a dynasty perspective, Herbert or Jalen Hurts, who would you rather have right now?
It's really close. Right now, in a dynasty perspective, I do have Jalen Hurts over Justin Herbert.
Okay. I think you can make a case either way.
Yeah, I think there is a case either way. I think I'm looking more now at the overall team around them. Yes, you have Justin Herbert with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, but they're older. You know,
sure.
Does Justin Herbert get JSN? Does Justin Herbert get Bijan in the first? Like,
right.
That's going to change a lot of things in Dynasty, in my perspective, right?
Sure.
There's just so much that's going to be happening. You know, even Justin Herbert, he loses offensive coordinator. How's that going to look? The defense is going to look different now. At least, you know, you hope.
I'm almost excited for that, but I get what you're saying for sure.
Yeah,
Changes
exactly.
are coming.
Changes are going to come. So, I think there's two sides of the coin there. But right now, Jalen Hurts just based off of the overall team. That's
okay. We mock draft because we want to try different things, right? We want to get a little spicy. So I'm gonna try and mock and do a specific build starting with Justin Jefferson. I do typically like to build my teams around quarterback, then wide receiver, and then late round running backs. I just want to try a different build today and see kind of how it feels, kind of how it falls. But hey, shout out to everyone out here. Valentine's Day, watching the stream. Appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. If you can do us a favor, easiest way to help grow the channel, to help people find us, and to help encourage YouTube to recommend us is to drop a like.
You like that?
So,
you like that?
if you like the content, if you like the stream, do us a favor and drop a like. That's the easiest way to support the show. Appreciate that, guys.
Use love. All right, let's see what's going to be happening here. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. It goes 110, which is crazy. I mean,
That's true. Actually, sorry. Hurts is going to have a new offensive coordinator as well. That's also true, yeah.
Yeah, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, everything's going to change. I mean, even the quarterback coach that was going to get a job out there as well at one point. If I'm not,
Yeah.
Oh, he did get a job actually. Did he?
I don't know, to be honest.
No,
I haven't been able to keep up.
No, the defensive coordinator went to the Colts. The offensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, went to the Cardinals. And that's it, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I could be wrong. Goes to Sean Watson, Kyler Murray, Bijan Robinson at the 2-1 there.
Saying chat feels like such a Twitch thing, like a Twitch streamer thing.
There's no chat.
Hey, chat. But I like it. Yeah, Bijan at the 2-1. This is where I've been saying he's probably going to go. 110 to the 2-3, right around this area.
I thought you were
I
Bijan
was
in the
going
first.
to take him if he fell to me at the 2-5 because people keep, letting him fall. But I have a strategy I'm going to try and follow here and see how it feels.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Quarterback coach going to be the next OC. Other way around, Badake. JT says, Jonah says, Jared says, Cards got Eagles D coordinator. And Colts got offensive coordinator. That's right. MP, what's up, brother? He says 14-team Superflex traded away Kyle Pitts, Jacoby Myers, and a 24-second for Waddle and Njoku. I gotta be honest. I think I'm taking.
Trade away Kyle Pitts, Jacoby, and a 24-second for Waddle and Njoku. I personally like the Waddle and Njoku side. Not sure about.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close.
Review.
All right.
You're on the clock.
I am on the clock. Dang, I wanted CD or AJ to be there. So this is a weird.
It's tough.
This is a weird start to the build.
I mean, they still got Well, you do your thing. You do your thing. Do you, man? Do you?
Yeah, I'll do me.
I'ma do me.
All right, we're gonna switch it from wide receiver here. Ideally, I was trying to get Bijan or CD or AJ Brown. I assumed more people would go double quarterback because that's what we typically see. And now I'm at the 2-5 and I have these quarterbacks in front of me. I guess I'm gonna switch it up.
Yep.
The board fell to me in a certain way. I mean, that's very much like how I would have, if I tried to do that build and the board fell to me that way, I probably would have switched it up, So.
Yeah, no, you definitely, if Bryce is there or CJ, you probably go that way, for sure. I definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
Oh, what a day already.
Really? I feel like I'm just getting started.
I guess I woke up super early. I woke up early. Early for me. I woke up at I think 7:45ish. Sometime, just depending on the day, I guess.
Jalen Waddle off the board at the 2-6. There goes Amon-Ra St. Brown off the board. Bryce Young and JJ's a sweet start. Yeah, feels pretty good so far.
Let's see where these guys went, just so I can have a refresher.
Yes, Bryce Young went to the Texans.
Kenneth Walker there.
CJ Stroud to the Colts. Okay, Ken Walker, the second RB taken. Where do you have Kenneth Walker ranked at this very moment? I have him as my RB 4.
I have him as my RB3 at the moment.
Okay, so we're very close on that.
Yeah. Right now, I think my biggest person that is not in the top 5 that should and definitely will be top 5, I think later on, is probably Brees, just based off the injury.
You don't have Brees top 5?
I don't have him top 5 right now.
Oh wow, he's my RB2.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not. I think he is going to be there. He is going to be my top 5. I think right now I'm just playing it based off of what it's going to look like coming into the season. I think people are still going to draft him early, but I think he's also going to fall to in that RB8 or RB6 area, depending on how people are going to respond to his injury and how he's going to come back from his injury.
Okay, fair.
But I just expect him to go back. And okay, well, everyone's going running back and wide receivers. Everyone's switching it up here.
Everyone's going a little different. CJ Stroud's on the board for you.
And CJ is on the board for me. He goes to the Colts, the landing spot that I personally love, the spot that I think is just gonna take whichever quarterback that goes to the next level. And my QB1 goes there. I think there's no doubt I'm taking Josh Allen, CJ Stroud right here at the 211.
It's a great start. If I could lock in that start for every startup this year, that'll feel good.
There goes JT. Okay.
JT and Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
That's probably who you wanted.
That's who I wanted, but that's okay. I mean, there is still one more person I do want, and that is.
Who is it?
That is
We're waiting with anticipation. T. Higgins off the board. Welcome to the squad.
T. Higgins.
Hey guys, do you want us to do another rookie draft right after this? Well, if we get to the 100 like goal, we'd be happy to pop off a rookie mock draft for you guys. So, if you want to see a rookie mock, drop a like. Easy way to support the show. But if we get to 100 likes, we'll pop off a rookie mock for you right after this startup finishes. T. Higgins off the board. Now, Samurai Goats is up. He's got Joe Burrow and Travis Etienne as his first and second picks. Let's see where we go here at the 3-3. 3-3 like Riri. What do we think about the Riri... I'm not going to say controversy, but the conspiracy theories.
That's all, man. I mean, it was the same thing last year with, the gang members, they said last year, or everyone on stage. And the year before, it was like, it was too many thighs and legs. Like,
who said that?
With J-Lo and all of them, you know? And
okay.
That with the J-Lo, and then there was one with The Weeknd that was also kind of weird. I mean, everyone always.
The Weeknd's was just a bad performance, though.
Yeah, I think if I actually followed The Weeknd music leading up to that, I think it could have been cool. Understanding the story.
Sure.
I think like it was just too niche. It was which made it lame.
Okay, fair.
But I personally liked Rihanna's performance. Was it, what all these conspiracy theories are saying? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But who knows?
All right, Tua goes off the board. Kyle Pitts goes off the board. I mean, I like Rihanna.
Yeah, no,
I think because she's pregnant, she was quite limited with what she could do. The only thing I said about the halftime show was it was awesome, but I feel like they came out guns blazing. Like they came out with her already in the air. I felt like they should have started with those platforms on the ground. Because you kind of already revealed like the coolest part of the set. I don't know. Just my opinion.
Maybe.
Before you went Super Smash Bros, you probably should have just started on the ground and then went from there. Just because like you want it to kind of build to a place.
You want it to build, yeah. You want it to kind of, yeah. I get what you're saying. But I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was amazing. And then I guess this sounds terrible, but like I thought it was gonna be like a. Like when you thought of J-Lo and Shakira, you just thought like, okay, this is gonna be like a sexy show. I thought the same thing with Rihanna, but I like that like she didn't show like any skin. It was just full on bass performance. It was just the music and the performance, not like she used her. She didn't use like her sexiness to kind of
Ooh.
to kind of like gain the show, right? To gain everyone, the whole audience, which I really liked.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. I'm up.
Just reading the chat.
I could have gone a couple different ways. I feel like if I was actually drafting here, I would go JSN. But everyone's gonna tell me that I'm building too young of a team.
Where'd Jason go here?
He went to the Packers around pick 15.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't care. I'm going JSN. He's the next receiver available for me in my rankings. So bite me.
Bite me.
Bite me. I have him right after T. Higgins.
Mark Andrews, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, this was not how I intended to do my build, but again, the board fell just in a very intriguing way.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of where you won't see a running back for a long time, in my opinion. I think there could be two running backs.
You could, but
I think there could be 2 or 3 running backs that can go off the board. Other than that, there's going to be a dead zone, in my opinion, of running backs. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I feel like she's pregnant. She shouldn't be on a platform 100 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Zach, you're going super young. Hard to follow 50 coming down. Yeah. What do you think of the conspiracy theory that the NFL had the Super Bowl grass watered too much on purpose to make it look bad, right? So, a lot of players have been petitioning for grass fields because AstroTurf has caused injuries, and there's studies behind it. I don't know. I think it's much more likely that they just didn't get it right this time with the grass. But we'll start a conspiracy out of anything nowadays, won't we?
Yeah, I was I listened to a podcast and they were talking about the grass, not of the Super Bowl, but a couple different things, because the Giants were going to go to real grass at one point. They said, okay, we're going to change our grass to real grass.
Giants are on AstroTurf?
They are, but apparently it's the type of AstroTurf that they're on that causes a type of injuries, and there's multiple types of turfs. So they're changing the brand of the turf, but they're no longer going to grass. If I'm not mistaken. But that was a big thing.
Most people's thought behind it is like it's literally there's concrete right underneath that turf. So that's why most people are like, I mean, can we really not figure this out and make it better?
I think there's also a lot of teams, especially like in the Northeast, that's really hard to maintain real grass, like especially year round. Like the grass is gonna die. Good point. Like if there's gonna be.
Do the Bears have real grass though? Because if the Bears are doing it, anyone can do it.
But the Bears field is it's terrible, right? Like,
yeah.
We always see when we watch the games, like, bro, that field just looks like not maintained ever. At least that's in my eyes. That's how I always remember the Bears field.
Bermuda grass is being installed at Soldier Field. I think they're. Let me read this after I make my pick.
Yeah.
A-Rich is off the board. Diggs is gone. London's gone. So I was kind of hoping for Andrews to fall. He already fell quite significantly. It's not that I don't want Kelsey. It's so hard to determine building around Travis.
If I want to put on a bad product.
I don't feel like I need to go quarterback yet.
Shine bright and beautiful seas.
I would consider Anthony Richardson if he was still available. Yeah. Oh, we got Jahmyr Gibbs on the board.
You got about 5 seconds, brother. 3. You got to make the pick.
Oh, we're going young, boys. We're going young. Jahmyr Gibbs on the board. I mean, to be fair, that was my best available running back. He's my running back 7. And I like the landing spot for him. But we're going young again. Wow. Here we are. He went to the Raiders in the 2nd round, so I'm assuming Josh Jacobs moves on in this scenario.
Yeah. Don't mind it.
But I am going quite young here again. Just how the board is falling. She was wearing a hot air balloon. I didn't expect to draft CMC. Bateman to the moon, just watch. I love it. Ravens hired Georgia's OC. NFL wouldn't want to put out a bad product with its most viewers. I agree. I agree with that thought.
Agreed.
Raiders played in dirt through the 2000s. True. Soldier Field is trash, and the Chicago Park District doesn't keep up with it.
That's a
Yeah,
tough
well,
part.
I'm just reading an article that they're saying. I think it is turf. Bermuda grass is being installed. The sod is
Where?
expected to be more resilient than Kentucky bluegrass. I mean, I don't know. I can't find a reliable answer. But
Which stadium is this? Sorry, you were saying?
Chicago Bears Stadium,
Chicago Bears Stadium. Right. Okay.
Soldier Field.
Okay.
I saw the light and shine bright. Okay, so Hawkinson goes, and we see Trey Lance, Trigger Trey, Cooper Cup off the board. Koopy Cup is off the board.
4-8 here.
The 4-8. So what does that make him? Wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That makes him wide receiver 16. Wide receiver 16. He's so difficult to evaluate. The crowd and cold is Hoke. Home field advantage. Our field hurts both sides. True. Would you put? Why would a park district be responsible for the grass at a stadium for $1 billion franchise? I mean, that's a good question. That is a good question. If the Bears are not taking care of their own field, that's a real concern. If true. Per sources. All right, so we see Pickens go off the board pretty early, ahead of Jameson. There goes Jameson. You grabbing at the 4-11.
Yeah.
I like it.
Here. Sean Bright. See where Max goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Josh Jacobs goes first. The Park District owns a stadium in Chicago. They own the stadium. Okay. But so the Bears don't contribute any money to upkeeping the stadium?
Yeah, that's really confusing. Maybe the Park District owns the grass.
Just the grass.
Literally just the grass within it.
That grass is ours.
Yeah, you see that right there? That's us.
Jacobs and Swifty go off the board. Get Swifty.
Get Swift. Okay.
Okay.
Say.
Okay.
Oh.
Tell us. Go ahead and tell us.
Okay, so Jason went to the Packers, and then I can get this other guy that's at the Packers as well. Should I go with him or should I?
He's a pretty good wide receiver. I wonder where Badake is at. Badake might have a Valentine's Day.
Badake might have a Valentine's Day. And I'll take him here. I'll start my 3. T, J-Mo, and Christian Watson here. There is one guy that is technically above all these people, but based off the landing spot and the draft capital, not necessarily in love with it. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Another mock after this or nah? Michael, if we get 100 likes, that was our goal. If we get to 100 likes, we'd be happy to pop off a rookie mock draft right after this one. So if you guys want to see another mock, if you want another chance to get in a rookie mock, do us a favor. Help us to get to that 100 like mark. If we get to that like goal,
I can't talk. Okay,
All
I think
right,
I'm back.
we're
They
back.
can hear me. Okay, I was like, you started was like halfway through that spiel, and you just cut out, and I was like,
No,
dang.
I actually, it was funny because I kind of threw a question to you. I was basically like, all right, so you took Watson, can't really go wrong there. A lot of wide receivers. And I just left the silence, and I was like,
I was like,
okay,
yeah.
cool, all right.
Honestly, luckily that like I can hear your mic cut off in the background somehow, because if that wasn't possible, I probably would have
So
sat in
annoying,
silence.
man. Yeah, maybe I need to get a new wire. Try a new wire.
Maybe it is the wire. Could be. Debo, Treylon Burks, Jordan Addison.
Yeah,
The Bills trade up to get Jordan Addison, which is really nice. So
I like that.
do like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like we
Doesn't
said.
Aaron Rodgers on the Bears? Scary says. That's a
Well,
good
maybe
point.
that makes sense. Maybe he never invested in the grass because he knew he was going to go there and was just going to whoop that ass.
Bot has Fields and Lance, so he's automatically goated. Was able to trade up in a startup draft and get all 3 Ohio State wide receivers. Love it, Sean.
No, that's awesome.
Tried says they do the revenue share. They do, but the revenue share is all messed up, and upkeep is mostly on Park District because of the revenue share. This is a huge reason Bears want to leave downtown Chicago to their own land and stadium. Okay, interesting.
Oh, wow. Aren't they in talks of building their own stadium somewhere? If I'm not, was it the Bears that had like a concept?
Yeah, Bears
of
are in talk. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's cool though.
It was Bears and Bills recently that were talking about new stadium, and everyone pretty much assumed that the Bills would
Make
have
like
an
some sort of
option
dome.
for a dome, even an option like a hybrid stadium. And then the plans came out, and they're like, "No, we'll just go to Detroit a couple times a year." It's like, okay, fair.
Yeah.
The weird part about it is I get it for the history of Buffalo. I understand why they would want to
That's
keep
what
that,
it is.
but you have to think about your team. Your team. Hey, thank you for the sub, Chase.
Appreciate you.
Your team, its strength is in the air. Its strength is the high volume
guess.
passing game, which you're not going to be able to do all the time in the playoffs when it's snowing. So I don't
Even
know.
then, like, is Josh Allen even going to be playing by that time that stadium's done?
Well, sure. I mean, it will only take like a year to build the stadium.
No, it takes multiple years, surely. Unless they just
SoFi was
freaking-
like a year and a half.
For real?
Oh my gosh, why do I have 8 seconds?
Oh gosh, not sure.
Wait.
1.
Hold on. I did not have 8 seconds there. Did anyone see that?
I didn't see that.
Give me a second to make a pick. What the heck? It literally wasn't even saying I was on the clock, and then I refreshed and said I had 8 seconds. All right, well, just give me.
I'm gonna count down. I'm gonna count down from 15. You gotta make a pick.
I'll just take Jerry Judy here.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't think it was that
My
fast. I thought it
my
was-
sleeper froze. Your sleeper broke. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Joe
didn't think
says he picked quick.
I didn't think the stadium was built that
oh.
fast, but I could be wrong.
Sean, you're so right. I feel like sleeper is doing me dirty almost every stream. They've always been stingy with money. The Bears had the opportunity to build their own stadium and land back in 2000. Had a spot on the south side, but they said no because they would have had to use majority of their own money.
Right.
Joe says I'll run my clock for you, Zach. That's funny. What's up, Vincent?
How you doing,
Badake
man?
says Jason needs to be going ahead of Jefferson and Chase. You love to see it. All right, Dotson goes. Kelsey goes. I probably should have taken Kelsey at the 5'8". I mean, at that point, just ride the guy until he dies. Southside, yes, sir. Why use your own money when you can milk taxpayers? True. True. The system is
suck
set up
too.
for us to fail.
It must suck because the Bears not even winning either. I'll be pissed. Why am I spending all this freaking on my taxes for a losing team?
Yeah, we'll see what the Commanders do. Because they're very likely to build a new stadium when they get new ownership and hopefully a rebrand. We'll have to wait and see on that, but
Yeah. I wonder if the new owner has Yeah, I wonder who it's going to be. Well, obviously, probably multiple owners.
Okay, SoFi Stadium took 4 years to build, apparently.
Yeah. See, I thought it was significantly longer. Not saying Josh Allen won't be playing in
But I don't
4
know.
years.
Yeah, I was going to say he'll definitely be playing there. But I don't know if that's like from conception or if that's just building time.
Like from land break. I would say from land break. I don't think conception is part of the building. I could be wrong. I wouldn't consider that part of the building process.
Sean says the Bears aren't even 100% on how they are fully paying for the new stadium. They are still trying to work out something with the local citizens and government. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I find it hard with like these kind of organizations that are worth billions and billions and billions and billions with B's of dollars. You can't build a stadium.
You know, it also kind of makes sense if you think about it as well, because that's one of the oldest stadiums, you know, Soldier Field. So it was probably built by the state or by the city for the team at the time. You know, maybe the owners of the Bears or whatever the case may be just didn't have the funds, so the city built it for them.
Soldier Stadium was built in 1924.
Yeah, come on. I mean, they're one of the oldest franchises for sure.
The thing is, though, I kind of want stadiums like that to stay around. I mean, maybe I just haven't been there recently enough to, because I have gone, but it was like 2010.
Right. I've never been to the stadium, so.
But maybe it's just at the point where it's like almost like FedEx Field. Damn it, I was gonna grab Russ, where it's just like it's too late. You know, we need to do something. Yeah. Dang, I was gonna grab Russ. I had a plan to go Judy and Russ. Well, I don't need a quarterback for a while now. Then. I saw the light.
Oh, Quinton, there it is. Okay, so I was gonna take him originally at the 5-2. He falls at the 6-4. He goes to the Patriots in the second round. Don't love the landing spot once again, but that's who I was wanting to see what was gonna happen, how far he would have fell. So just a round later, essentially, where I normally would have taken him.
Yeah.
I think no matter the other teams, if you would have got the first round capital to, you know, the Titans, the Texans, you know, those type of teams, I still would have taken him there. In that area, but it's interesting to see.
Where did Charbonnet go? I feel like I can't not draft him now. Okay, well, just looking at the running backs that are available. I mean, sheesh, I just don't want to go running back. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna grab a little Hollywood Brown action here. Soldier Field is historic, but it's not that great. Pains me to say it, but Lambeau is 10 times better. Still historic, but it was kept up and improved so much better. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Okay. All the obstacles in my way. Justin,
appreciate
the super chat, man. That's very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. He says, "Love the content, fellas. Would you rather trade London and the 211 for T. Higgins, wide receivers drafting JSN?" So I'm guessing that's what his wide receiver room is. His wide receivers are JSN, Waddle. Thanks for the super chat again. JSN, Waddle, Amon-Ra, Olave, Burks. I mean, that's a really good wide receiver room. It is. Would you trade London and the 211 for T. Higgins?
I would say yes. I have. If I'm going based off my rankings, T is in that my second tier, that higher top, kind of like just below superstar tier for me. Where Drake London is in the tier underneath. I think there's a significant difference. T1's already established he's just established very well. And I know there's rumors that he's going to be traded, but the 211, I mean, where are you going to get the 211? You could get some good options, but I think at the end of the second, that's where you start to get your guys you believe in.
So right? I wouldn't be surprised if this time next year Drake London is ranked higher than T. Higgins in my rankings. At this very moment, though, I am betting on T. Higgins because I do believe that this team is going to stay together. I know people have their opinions. I just feel very confident, and I could be wrong, that T. Higgins, Chase, and Burrow, I think they want to stay together for their career. So I think they're going to work out a way to make that happen. And it is so obvious in the playoffs how necessary T. Higgins is. I know people want to say, you have to trade him, you can't pay him. I don't know, man. I don't think you can go into the playoffs without a T. Higgins type player. And you don't draft those type of guys very often. And teams who traded away superstar wide receivers last year, they did not it did not pan out well for those people. So I will go T. Higgins here, but it's because the 211 is just not something that it's not going to swing a trade for me, right? I have T ahead of London. It's not that drastic. I have T in a different tier, but T's my 9. London is my 13, wide receiver 13. T. Higgins, wide receiver 9. So they're very close. I think if you can, if that 211 was the 202, the 203, the 204, then I would be probably on board for the London side. But I'm gonna take T. Higgins in this scenario. It's very close though. It's very close. Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill. That's true, but the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. So it's kind of a cheat code. The Titans traded A.J. Brown. That did not work out. But yeah, Mahomes is just a different animal. Just a different beast. A different build. Best stadium in NFL is Jags. Nobody's beating that pool. I love it.
Gosh.
In an auction startup, how much do you allocate? We don't do auction. There's definitely people out there who cover it. I'm not going to say auction is... I don't know how to phrase it. It's not that auction's bad. It's just, I don't think it's really fun compared to... I can understand where people say it's the best way to do it from a value perspective, but it's not very fun. I've never been in an auction... I've been in a couple auction drafts, but I've never been in one where I've been like, ooh, yay, this is really tickling my pickle right now.
You got to tickle your pickle sometimes just to get a little feeling.
Do you guys factor in where players went in startups when discussing proper trade value? For example, if you had a player in the 6th, what would you give to move up to grab a player in the 2nd? At times we do. Yeah, at times. Kevin says, I agree. I sat by the short dip in T for people fear. I think he's saying, I say buy the short dip. For people's fear, and he's leaving. I think they'll figure it out, and he stays in Cincy. Yeah. And again, I think we just saw the Cowboys bet on a running back over a wide receiver, and I don't think that worked out for them either when they're looking at the cap. So yeah. Okay, Tony Pollard and Javonte Williams in the 7th round. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I mean,
that's kind of crazy.
Even though Javonte's hurt still, but yeah, I mean,
that's wild. You've had one hell of a draft here.
Yeah, I'm liking the 1-2 right now. I mean, I thought some of these guys will fall later. I think once again we're going to see some of these guys. I think of J-Mo, the Christian Watson. I think we're going to see them more in the 4th round. Personally, even higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Luckily, I'm kind of getting lucky. Where did Downs go?
MP says put it on a shirt. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm scared to ask. Put it on a shirt. I'm in a keeper auction league, and it's stupid. Joseph says I love auction for redraft, but that is one quarterback. Thanks for not trying to give advice on what you don't do, though. Yeah, that's for sure. We try and make sure to stay in our lane. When people ask about IDP or auction, we're kind of like, I'm sorry, we don't want to pretend that we know what we're doing. Joe says, how would you rank the following in a startup superflex? Ken, 1-2, Deshaun Watson. For me, it would be Deshaun Watson, the 1-2, and Ken.
Yeah. Got Josh Allen in the 1st. Yep. Is that superflex? Yeah, superflex. Yeah, 1-2. I'm okay with that. I'm right behind.
I got Watson 1-2 and Walker is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Order. Yeah.
Sean says, random question: what players in fantasy football burned you the most? the ones that really let you down, might have even frustrated you for a season or even their career after drafting them? There's been a lot of players who have not worked out.
Yeah. I think a lot. Go for it. I have a couple people.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have two people in mind, but I think it's just based off situation. I don't think it's because they're not talented enough. The two people that come to mind is Jerry Jeudy, guy that I was all in on this year with Russ and how that kind of went. But, the situation was just terrible.
And I don't even think he's necessarily burned you yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he still has a chance.
That Elijah Moore, I was really high on Elijah Moore coming in as well.
Elijah Moore's a good one.
I think that's another thing based off of situation, quarterback play and what's happening around him. I think he could be in a good elite wide receiver too. He just hasn't had the opportunity, and you'll see that in a video that we're bringing out here soon. I think those are the two I can think of right off the top of my head, to be honest with you. I guess you could say Elijah Mitchell as well, but injuries hurt him. I was really high on Elijah Mitchell. But yes, that's it.
So, burned me is an interesting part because I don't really feel like I've necessarily been burned to the point of like frustration by a player. Because that's damn it, I was gonna go Dobbins. So many good values right here. Dang, I feel like I just missed out on some really good players.
Because I'm bombing like I'm Dobbins.
Let's go ahead and
sometimes you got to pivot, man. This is a pivot move.
Let's take Dallas Goedert here.
Dallas Goedert.
But I can think all the way back to like Justin Blackmon. I remember being all in on Justin Blackmon. Not too. that was a long time ago, and I feel like that was off-field stuff because I think he could have actually genuinely turned into like an actual superstar. I can think back to like, hey, thank you so much for the sub, Mason. I can think back to like when Mike Williams was drafted by the Chargers. I don't think he lived up to that first round draft capital. Back in like 2017 or 2018, I can't remember when it was. A lot of quarterbacks, just because of the nature of the quarterback position. But I would definitely say Mike Williams would disappoint. I think John Ross was in that same draft. John Ross was definitely a pretty huge disappointment. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say I don't think like anyone's necessarily like let me down. You can go back to like drafts that were really bad that you liked the players and it just didn't work out. But yeah.
Yeah, I think for those players right now, yeah, it's just a lot of situational things that didn't work out that we really believed in. Yeah, I think those are the two that really.
Justin Blackmon is probably my strongest like letdown. Dang, Charbonnet went. This is not going well for me.
I was thinking of Charbonnet at the 7-2, but I looked at the landing spot again, and yes.
Where was it?
He went to the Lions in the second round.
Oh, I love that spot too.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Mason says, does Ramondre become a top 10 dynasty running back if Harris leaves in free agency? According to most people, he already is, regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not someone who would have him in my top 10. I have him more top 15 to 20. Just because of the nature of how New England has handled running backs historically. I mean, I made a video about it for decades. They have used and abused running backs. And, you kind of just ride it out while he's in that use and abuse phase. But just not someone I think I want to bet on getting a long-term deal. I'm on the clock here. I think this is where I go quarterback, and it's going to be Jared Goff. So welcome to the squad, Jared Goff. Get my quarterback 2 there. I feel good about it. Mason Knight says, trying to buy a young wide receiver. Hey, man, we have so many buy low videos on our page. I would suggest, if you want good takes, check out our page after the stream, or you can even do it now if you want to find those. values, but we have buy lows at every position that have been recorded within the last 2 weeks, and we would still stand by those.
Yeah, and I think we also have one coming out this week as well, potentially. So turn on your notifications as well. Make sure you don't miss a video. I think that's another thing.
Yeah. Would y'all trade Deshaun Watson and J.K. Dobbins for Trevor Lawrence? I would keep Watson and Dobbins, but it's close.
I think you're on a Discord, if I'm not mistaken. I said Trevor.
You did?
I did. I said I would go with Trevor.
Okay.
But I did say, if I'm not mistaken, that needs to be on a shirt. It actually needs to be on a shirt. That
If I'm not mistaken.
That it's very close.
What are some sayings, guys, that we say, either for players or just in general, that you think should be on a shirt or should be on merch? Sean says, might have mentioned this last stream, but I think a neon lamp / sign, one for your desk in the shape of a football logo would be a dope merch item. I agree. That's something that we'd have to like customize and go through a specific neon guy. So that might be tough right now with our resources, but long term, that would be really cool.
Yeah, we definitely do have a sign when we were trying to do this together. Like we were going to go to each other's houses and have a sign in the background. I actually have it right here. Give me 1 second. So I can show it.
I was going to find a video where we used it. It just actually, the problem with it is just it never looked good in a video. So we like bought this sign. Actually, we had a partnership, so we didn't really have to pay that much for it, which was cool. It was like one of our first partnership deals. But we got this neon sign, and then it just never looked good in a video.
I don't know if you can hear me or see me, but
oh yeah, we can do both. Yeah. So it was cool. I think the thing that we struggled with is like logistically making it actually look good in a video was tough because of how big of a sign it is. But yeah, it was cool to have. It was really cool, and they did a great job when they made it. The issue was with our format, it was impossible to make it look good in a video.
yeah.
And also our branding, we already have like graphics that have that logo, so it was tough. The sign is really cool though. I think it'll be cool to like have as a long-term just remembering. But hey, thanks for the donation, Casey.
Appreciate you. Yeah, so it's cool. It's there.
Yeah.
I don't know what to.
It just can't fit naturally into a video, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's cool if it's like. It would have been cool if one of us, like if we were single, like if we didn't have each other, because then you can naturally put it in the background.
Exactly.
Because like what happens
in a one shot, it's way easier. You're right.
Yeah, and the 2 shot is gonna be always cut off in a weird, awkward way. Or,
for example, if in this one shot, you guys are seeing right now, I could put that in a lot of different places, and it would look good. But when you go to a 2 shot, you know, and even small things like this where we're not very big, it's much more difficult to make it look good and not forced.
Yeah.
But Casey, thanks so much for the donation. He says, just got here. Where did my boy Danny Dimes go? he went at the 312.
312, man.
And Alave went at the 3-3, so it's getting closer.
I believe it. Times and JSN, talk it up, baby. Oh my gosh, if that happens, I might get a JSN.
Yeah, of course.
Like I've only gotten 2 jerseys for my team, and that was Eli Manning and Saquon Barkley. Yeah, I feel like JSN would definitely be a long-term guy for us. Okay.
Did anybody else just see that one? Yes, Sean. We should put that on a shirt. By the way, guys, we are 16 likes away from our like goal. If we hit 100 likes, we will pop off a rookie mock draft for you guys right after this one. So if you want to see a rookie mock draft right after this startup draft, do us a favor, drop a like, help us get to that 100 like mark. With your help, we can get there, and we will pop off a rookie mock for you live. ATJ says, sorry?
No, I didn't think Michael Mayer went. I was like, all right, I'm going to take Michael Mayer. Didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which wide receiver do you think takes a bigger hit if the team drafts another wide receiver this year, Bateman or Gabe Davis? You guys know I've been out on Gabe Davis for a while, so I don't think it matters for Gabe. Like, I just don't think he was never going to be this really good wide receiver 2 in my eyes. So I would say Bateman, just because I've never believed that Gabe could become that player.
But what was the question? Who would have the biggest? Who do you think has the bigger hit if the team drafts as another wide receiver? So you would say Bateman will have the bigger hit?
Bateman would take a bigger step back, just because I've never believed that Gabe Davis could be that player. So, like, I don't think he's taking a step back. I just think he is what he's been.
Okay.
Which is a wide receiver 3. Like, he's still going to be a wide receiver 3 no matter who they draft.
Okay.
Whereas Bateman, if they draft a JSN, if they draft a Quentin, or, I think it could be question marks. Not that I say that Bateman can't be that player, but so I think Bateman, if you put Bateman and Gabe Davis on the same team, Bateman all day. He's the wide receiver 1 for me, target share wise. But that's not the question,
Yeah. No. I guess I'm viewing it. I guess I see it opposite. I would say Gabe Davis would take the bigger hit here. Rashad Bateman hasn't been there because of the injuries, right? So not because of,
for sure,
not because of, I think, at least in my opinion, not because of anything else besides injuries. He has been fantasy relevant outside of that, besides injuries. And when he has been on the field, he hasn't been crazy targets, but if you go watch that video, the person that I can't get enough of, a player that we can't stop drafting or trading for, I kind of break it down saying, like, he didn't have any chemistry. Not to argue for you, but to kind of give everyone else the thought process. But yeah, I would say Bateman or Gabe Davis would take the bigger hit.
No, I agree. Or I don't agree, just because I'm thinking of the question differently than you are. But
yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
I'm 100% on board with Bateman light years over Gabe Davis as a player. But my thought process was more like, I don't think that Gabe Davis, like, he's just never been someone. I know a lot of people were on Gabe Davis. I was never one of those people. For him becoming this really good wide receiver 2, I just never saw that. So I just don't think it changes anything for me.
No, that's fair. You're on the clock here. What are you thinking?
I am on the clock here. Man, there's still so many good running backs available. But I think I don't want to miss out on some of these values at quarterback. I feel like Geno Smith here, regardless of if you have 2 quarterbacks or not, feels like I just don't think I can miss with that. Obviously I could, but I'm gonna take Geno Smith here. If he gets re-signed to a 3-year deal, that's probably gonna be a very good trade piece or a starting option for me.
Sorry, dog's barking. Yeah. All right, where else are we? Pay over the hoodie, saying what's for lunch and pay. That's funny.
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
funny.
Bill Belichick, Chicken OJ. Would you pay $209 for Elijah Moore? It's close. It's very close.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I want the 209.
I would say yes.
You want Elijah?
Yeah, it's so. I guess, like, I'm leaning on new quarterback play, new OC. Really like where the team's going. The 209. It's still, once again, you could get some good value, but maybe it does change as when the draft comes. But it's very close for me.
I'm not anti Elijah Moore. I just think of the names I could get at the 209. I'm more intrigued about the unknown. And maybe that's unfair to say with Elijah, because he's not really had a scenario that's helped him so far. But
yeah. Gabe and Pickens would seemingly push up redraft boards for no reason this past season.
For Gabe, it was, and I said this last year on our streams all year. For Gabe, it was the playoff performance. That was it. There was not a single thing people could point to except for the playoff performance, which I thought was bad process. But a lot of people were I mean, Yeah, people were very strong on that Gabe Davis side. With that draft capital, Kincaid at 9 feels good. 9.5, yeah. I agree. Kincaid at 9.5, being the 11th overall pick, is a very good pick.
I thought about it. I thought about taking him there. But
yeah.
Maybe I should have.
Jalen Hyatt is a burner and can open up the field for the rest of the team. Which receiver benefits most if Hyatt is added to their team? In my opinion, it's London and Atlanta. Yeah, that could make sense. Opening up the field a little bit.
The Vikings also be great. See it.
I can definitely see how he could help a team as far as needing to keep safeties deep. I'm trying to think of a specific team though. That's tough.
I definitely see the thought process.
You could maybe say the Bills.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I was going. I can definitely see the thought process with the Vikings.
Agreed.
But I can see the thought process with the Bills as well. A guy that can separate and get to the second level, but at the same time,
Colts, Vikings, Bills, Colts.
Yeah, exactly. And the way that Casey, you're kind of explaining it is kind of the way Zach and I has always been explaining what Jalen Hyatt can do. He's not an elite guy. He's just a field stretcher.
Damn,
so
Rasheed Rice is such a good pick there. He's a first-round pick. I was gonna grab him here. That's tough to see him go right up.
Where does he go? Where does he go in the first?
He went to the Bears at the end of the first round.
The Bears.
This is probably crazy, but if I was in a real draft, I'm probably taking Derek Carr here. I know it's 4 quarterbacks, but Derek Carr is going to be a starter somewhere. He's going to sign a long-term deal with someone in free agency. I feel like in a Superflex league, I have more trade value at that position than anywhere else. I can take Alvin Kamara, but his value is not going to get higher. I don't know, man. I'm going to do it.
There's too many quarterbacks. That's what you say, man. 4 quarterbacks. I just don't.
Dude, I get it. I'm saying from like a thanks for the sub, Alex.
Appreciate you.
But from me using these quarterbacks as bait to trade for running backs I actually like. Thanks for the sub, Merc. Derek Carr is probably going to be a Saint. I mean, we'll see what happens. But when Derek Carr is a Saint, I mean, I don't know. Think about the value you got for Jameis Winston this time last year. Although I feel like Carr is much more proven. I'll be right back.
No worries. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Carr, like Zach said, he's going to potentially go to the Saints. Derek Carr, Chris Olave, maybe Kamara. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what that's going to look like. But I think he's going to do his due diligence and just see like what other teams want him, what type of deals he wants to have. Does he want to? There's so many opportunities, right? I mean, does he go to Tampa that can get a quarterback, and he stays in Florida, which is clearly, I would say, better than New Orleans, right? Or does he go to we'll say the Panthers, but I think the Panthers will probably get a quarterback in the top. If not, I think there's gonna be so many different opportunities for Carr to kind of get where he wants to go. So it's gonna be very interesting. James Cook, Keenan Allen, Jimmy G at the 10-8. Another quarterback off the board there. And who else is available? Mac Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Stafford. Okay, we got some people. Deshaun of the 108 and a projected early 24 first. Yeah, how early is that? Or the 108. I mean, I'm taking like in my eyes, this team is clearly bottom 3. Okay, well, if you're gonna get the 108 and projected early first, sit it.
Sorry, what are you guys talking about?
No, I'm just reading the chat. So 103 and a 108 for this year, or Deshaun Watson. I think it's very close. I think that's very, very close. I think I might go with the picks there. But all depends.
Who's asking the question?
Ethan.
Deshaun or 108 and projected early first. Is that right?
Yeah. It's close. It's very close. Both the guys. So
I just think it's difficult projecting picks a year out. Just with the longer I'm in Dynasty, the more I realize it's not impossible to do it, but it's almost, it's just not reliable whatsoever. If that 24 first ends up being like the 108 as well, and you just send 2 108s for Deshaun Watson, then I hate it. I prefer Deshaun by a mile.
For sure.
If you could guarantee that's Caleb or Drake, then I'm very, very interested in it, but I just don't think you can, and that's what's difficult. There's a huge risk in just believing that it's going to happen.
Believing it is a top one. I hear you.
So, unless that team is literally awful and there's just like no scenario in which they win. But guess what? You have that team's pick. They use all the picks that they have because they're rebuilding, and they go out and they build a win now team. And now that 24 first that you just traded for that was supposed to be top 3 is now bottom 3. You know, it's difficult to bet on those things. Hey, I'm going to pause real quick, and I'm going to go to 30 seconds.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't even have to pause. Okay, nice. We're on 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Let me just put somebody on cue before I double check where he went. Okay. I like the draft capital. I like where he went. Marvin Mims to the Cowboys. Get another wide receiver. It was 2nd round. That's kind of what they need, a guy in the slot. I mean, even though CD kind of plays that role, but maybe they need somebody
second
else.
Round to the Cowboys. That's interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
You could see how there could be fantasy value there.
Yeah, so I'll take Marvin Mims right there. Another wide receiver.
I'm just lining up what quarterback to take next.
4 quarterbacks, bro. Well, that's too much, man. I mean, I personally wouldn't do that, but each their own. Their own.
Alex says, I got hit bad by injuries and unfortunate luck, among other things, but ended up trading away the 103 instead of a projected 108 this year. Yeah, exactly. It's a good point, man. It happens all the time. I mean, I think about our India League in our follower leagues. I thought I'd be competing for a championship. I gave away the first overall pick. And I thought I would be competing for a championship. Injuries killed my team.
Just GG's, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's tough, dude. What if I can add Derek Carr to it? Not a big needle mover. Yeah. Can you add a Geno Smith instead? Derek Carr to it. Okay, who's available to me? What round are we in? Okay. Man, I just fundamentally, I always struggle to take running backs I don't believe in long term.
You literally only have one.
Let's take Aaron Jones here. The 11-8.
So that's why I just went with 3 guys. Okay, I have a guy that probably won't start this year, Sean Tucker, which I like the landing spot.
I love Tucker, yeah. That's a good pick.
And then Miles Sanders. If he does stay, if not, I think I said this in the other video. I think there is a top tier of free agent running backs. That is, if they do move on, that's Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, in my opinion, David Montgomery. The rest could just be, optional players. I think those 4 guys are coming in and grabbing the workload and taking the workload, in my opinion, but I could be wrong.
Chase for the 102, 103, and JT. I like the pick side personally. Yeah, especially if it's super flex. I definitely like the pick side for Merk Kintage.
Oh, Merk Kintage. Chase
Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Gabe Davis or the 204. I'll take the 204. You wouldn't even need to include the 304, and I would take that a second. What about Bateman or the 204 and the 304? That's more difficult. I think I'm probably going Bateman. But if you get to the 202, the 201, that's when I start to be like, ooh, maybe the picks.
201, 202 is definitely some really good value. Say Bateman there.
Xavier Hutchinson goes off the board. Stafford goes off the board. Oh, Monty went off the board. Damn it. I was about to grab him. Son of a bitch. You dirty son of a bitch. Okay.
What are you thinking?
Well, I see Aaron Rodgers there.
The Stetson Bennett, you know, Max Dugan.
Might take a shot on DPJ here. In a start 11, 3 wide receivers, do you guys think it's worth splitting a guy like DJ Moore for 2 wide receivers in hopes of one of them takes a jump, like Elijah or Mooney? No.
No.
Personally, I'm staying with DJ, but
yeah, I'm there as well. I mean, as much as I love Elijah, but I think, especially this year, with the expectations of getting a quarterback and then, you know, Frank Wright being there, I think he's gonna come back and change a lot of things. So, I'm really excited about DJ Moore this year.
Comeback king, just like Kim K.
Miss you, Kim.
Shout out to Kim. Dak or Purdy in the 111? I'm going Dak.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
The way I think about it, I have T-Law and Deshaun and Z Wills as well. So if I trade Deshaun, I'd want to get Derek Carr. Yeah, no, I get that, Ethan. That makes sense.
QB too. Right, okay.
Cedric says, keep seeing these drafts and can't believe I got Fields at 109, Lamar at 204, and Murray fell to me at the 309. What? Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Well done. Should I trade Russ, the 107 and 108 for Deshaun and a second? I know this sounds crazy, but I don't think we should be trading away Russ in a package like this. This feels like Russ is almost like a throw-in. And I know it sounds crazy, but I've talked about Russ as a buy low. I said that before Sean Payton was even there.
I feel like
if anyone, if you could literally dream up a perfect scenario for Russell Wilson to recover, this is it.
Oh my gosh, I'm on the clock. I didn't even realize.
So I don't like the idea of throwing Russ in as kind of like a guy to make it happen. I'm all aboard getting Deshaun, but I wouldn't throw Russ in as like a piece.
I definitely didn't want to make that pick.
Tony Pollard, the 105, 105. How do you guys like Sam Howell? I can tell you, Destin, that there is a video coming out that we're going to highlight Sam Howell here very soon. So I don't want to give up too much just yet. So we see prospect. Rodgers at the 12-6, Rashid Shaheed at the 12-7, then Cole Kmet, Gabe Davis, James Conner, Antonio Gibson, Kendre Miller, Darren the Walrus off the board. There goes Elijah Moore.
Eat more, baby. Eat more. Come on. Unleash him.
Eat fresh, baby. Eat fresh.
Subway. Eat fresh.
I love the community episodes with Subway. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Subway, eat fresh. Okay, Sam Howell goes off the board. There goes Tank Bigsby as well as Tyler Scott, who some people have Tyler Scott being drafted super early, man. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not
who they're. I more see him as like a 4th to like 6th round guy, but I don't know. I mean, maybe we're missing the mark on Tyler Scott.
I mean, he goes to the Giants, so he must be doing something right.
Second round, yeah.
You feel me? You feel me, son?
Sure, man. Sure, we feel you. Is Cedric Tillman off the board?
I don't. Yes, he is off the board. He is off the board. He went at the 10-1.
Okay. Jaden Reed. Actually, we're gonna go Romeo Dobbs because I had no time to make that pick. Romeo Dobbs at 13.8. That's pretty good value, I would say. Nice AK. ATJ, yeah. I have Schultz and Gasecki, standard PPR 1 quarterback league. I mean, you got to prefer Schultz, but I don't think you should drop either. Blake says, doing my first Dynasty this year. Nice. Congrats. I was thinking about my main targets as Hurts or Jay Jettas. Christian Watson's round 4 to 5. Brees, Amon-Ra, and Etienne. Do you all see them as good targets? Yeah, we like every player you just mentioned. So
yeah, hopefully you can get them.
Yeah,
all
definitely
of them, all those
on
guys.
board. On board for sure.
We doing another one?
We are doing another one. We did reach the like goal. Appreciate you guys.
Let's get that started up.
Yeah, we will get it started. I'll go ahead and make it. Do us a favor, guys. If you have yet to drop a like, easiest way to show some support. We're gonna pop off another mock draft for you. If you could help us by supporting the channel, that would be much appreciated.
All right. It's a rookie mock draft, guys. If you guys want to join this mock draft, all you have to do is join our Discord as well. Join our Discord, link in the description below. It is first come, first serve. Go to Dynasty Damn It and then Dynasty Mock Draft tab. You can kind of see where I posted all those links with the landing spots from the 3-round mock draft from NFL.com. That's exactly where I'll be posting the link. Another thing is, if you are in this mock draft already that we're doing this Superflex one, Superflex Dynasty Startup, please give somebody else another chance to get in. If not, you will be publicly shamed and called out and saying, what the hell are you doing here? But it's all love. We appreciate
we're public shame.
Yeah, we're all about the public shame here. In this scenario. But yes, we appreciate you. And I can send that link out now if you send me the link first.
I have sent you the link.
You have sent me the link. Okay, so let me get in.
Do y'all enjoy Dynasty or Redraft more? I think if I had to pick, I would probably be choosing Dynasty. I just enjoy the all-around experience. But I will say, when Redraft season comes, it's very special on its own. I mean, I think, why not both? Por qué los dos? And if you guys don't know, we do have a redraft channel as well. That's actually where we started from. This channel has gotten bigger, but I can paste the link to our redraft channel in the comments below. That will start to pop off when we get towards, I would say, like May or so. You're going to start to see that pop off. We cover redraft content I would say pretty intensely, just as we cover Dynasty right now. So
yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna send this link out here. Once again, first serve, go to Dynasty Damn It, then Dynasty Mock Draft tab. Please let somebody else in. 3, 2, 1. There you go. There you go.
All right, Tony Pollard for the 105. Yeah, we said 105 here. Appreciate that, Dustin. This is my second year of Dynasty. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we love it too. All right, just want to make sure.
You got one more spot, Team 9. You got to click.
That is very rare that it fills that slowly, even though that was fast. Just want to make sure no one joined. Do we have to publicly shame anyone?
I think we're good.
I think you're right. No public shame today.
Great. Wow, what an opportunity. Thank you so much.
Give a round of applause to yourselves. You guys deserve this. All right, we're going to use the same landing spots as before. Just a little recap, because I feel like we focus more on landing spots in this format. Bryce Young's a Texan. CJ Stroud is a Colt. Will Levis is a Panther. We have Bijan to the Eagles. Dalton Kincaid to the Titans. Crazy. A-Rich to the Jets, which I love that landing spot. JSN goes to the Packers. We've got Michael Mayer to the Lions. Jordan Addison to the Bills. They trade up to get him. That's cool. Cool to see Jalen Hyatt to the Ravens. Rashee Rice to the Bears. That is still so crazy. And then in the second round, we have Luke Musgrave to the Texans.
Love it.
I'm trying to make ours smaller, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Sorry, guys. Luke Musgrave to the Texans. Jahmyr Gibbs to the Raiders. Darnell Washington to the Panthers. Zay Flowers to the Saints. Kayshon Boutte to the Falcons. And then Quentin Johnston all the way down to the Patriots. Crazy.
In the second round, yeah.
Let's just play as if this is real. It's just an exercise. Hendon Hooker to the Seahawks. Zach Charbonnet to the Lions. Tucker Kraft to the Jags. Tyler Scott to the Giants. Marvin Mims to the Cowboys. And then we go to the third round. In the third round, we have Cedric Tillman to the Cardinals. Tajay Spears to the Saints. Sam Laporta to the Packers. Rashawn Johnson to the Steelers. Tanner McKee to the Lions. Sean Tucker to the Panthers. Jaden Reed to the Chiefs. Kenny McIntosh to the Bengals. So that is it. And we're just assuming that the other players did not get drafted within the first 3 rounds. So it's just an exercise, but let's go ahead and do this. Let's start this bad boy off.
Let's do what we're doing. Let's do our best. Send it through.
I took the 112. I feel like it's the least desirable spot in the draft. So let's see what we can do here at the 112.
Yeah.
Bijan goes off the board at the 1-1. No surprise there.
Go CJ.
Yep. Okay. CJ and Bryce off the board. No surprise. That all feels very normal. Alec says, I'll be starting my own dynasty next year. Anything you guys think are good things to include? Ooh, there's a lot of things that we would say. I mean, I know this is not everyone would agree, but our preference is Superflex. So we would say Superflex is I find the most enjoyment out of a Superflex league. Most important position, and it's valued the most in Dynasty, so I think it makes sense. Jason Gibbs go off the board. We do PPR. You can talk to your league about if you want to do tight end premium. A lot of people like tight end premium. We don't, but it is definitely something that people do, so you can talk about tight end premium league if you want. We have 4 taxi spots. We have I think 11 bench spots is what we have.
Yeah.
I would suggest
they grow every year, don't they? Or we drop them?
No, they don't grow. It's just you have to make decisions on who you want to keep or not. Because you want to keep the waiver wire active. You know, you don't want to keep extending the benches or more taxi. I mean, you got to keep that waiver wire at least somewhat attractive. Otherwise, you're just like that isn't a part of your dynasty league, which is okay if some people prefer. I would say something that we would not do is we would not do a dynasty startup before the NFL draft. So if you're going to start it next year, we would suggest to start it after the NFL draft because at least you know where these rookies are so you can draft them properly because the draft does change a lot of things and we don't like the whole draft a kicker and then do a second rookie mock. No, just let your league naturally progress into doing a rookie mock or a rookie draft the next year. But yeah, I mean, we do Fab. I would suggest Fab. You can talk about what rules you guys want to implement for tanking. We are going to be changing our rules this year to be doing max points for. But yeah, there's so many things that you can change. I mean, it is very customizable. And talk to your league mates about it. See what they like. See what they want to do. And you know, we'd be here to answer any questions.
Yeah.
All right, so we have seen Gibbs, Charbonnet at the 1-6. Surprising to see him go that early. Not to say that it's wrong, but just surprising to see that. Typically we see those wide receivers before. We see Richardson, Levis, Addison, Johnston, Boutte all off the board.
I like it.
Yep.
What are you thinking here?
This is tough, man. This is tough.
Got a couple good people here.
Yeah. A couple good options. I'm feeling like Michael Mayer is my answer, but I just want to double check some of these landing spots.
Yeah, so hard to pass up on Mayer here. He goes to the Lions.
Someone else 18. I really like is available. This is tough, man. It's like at this point, I'm assuming that Zach Evans wasn't drafted, so I can't really take him there. Between Tucker, Mayer, and Flowers, I'm really struggling on what to do between these 3.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean,
I'm gonna grab Sean Tucker because I feel like I haven't drafted him very much in our mock drafts. So I'll grab Tucker there.
I was hoping that he was going to squeeze down. I mean, a lot of people kind of tend to forget. But yeah, I love Sean Tucker's landing spot here. This is exactly what I hope for when I think of Sean Tucker.
Yeah, I would love to see him go to a spot where he has a very clear pathway to opportunity. We like the player. We just don't know if the NFL likes him, so we'll have to wait and see. But that was difficult between Mayer and Flowers because I like Flowers to the Saints. I definitely see how he can complement Olave. And you put Flowers on the Saints, then you got add Derek Carr. Ooh, Derek Carr could have some options, baby. He could have some things to play around with there.
He got something going on. He goes Zay
Michael
there.
Mayer goes, Kincaid goes. Remember, he went to the Titans in the first round, which I don't think is going to happen, but we're playing as if it's real. And then Zay Flowers goes off the board. Who are you hoping to fall to you here? Who's your ideal target?
I have two people on my list that have been drafted. I could add a third. There's 4 people on my list now looking through it. It's going to be tough. Give me one second. Let's see who he goes, because they might make my decision a little bit easier.
Zay went to the Saints in the second round, early second round, which was cool. So Hyatt goes off the board. What are you thinking?
Go off the board here. I mean, I'm still looking at the first round.
Yeah.
First round guy. He went in the first round, the very last pick of the first round. They're a wide receiver. I'm looking at Rashee Rice here.
Yeah, I like it.
It kind of just makes sense. Once again, first round draft capital. Probably doesn't come in and measure the way that we wanted him to from the Senior Bowl, but I think they will definitely utilize him in the right way, hopefully.
He's probably getting, wide receiver 1 target share come mid-season if they draft him in the first round there. Now, what he will do with that, we don't know. Like, he could lose value if he doesn't, capitalize on those opportunities. But yeah, first round wide receiver, hard to pass up on him for sure. And we like the player. Josh Downs goes at the 2-6. Where did Downs go?
I don't think he got drafted, actually.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Downs is a guy that I like. I mean, that he's going to get a 3 draft capital at least.
Some of these mocks are obviously not realistic, but it's just fun for the sake of the exercise.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be some people that don't get the draft capital that we expect, kind of like what we saw last year with the quarterbacks, right? I mean, we expected Malik, Sam, and all these guys to go at least the top 2 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
First 2 rounds, and they all fell into the 3rd or 4th round. So, which kind of just skewed the whole thing for us. Maybe that happens here. It happens this year.
Same with like Zamir White. A lot of people thought he would be a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
Yeah, I mean, Jerome Ford. There were so many people that we thought was going to get really good draft opportunity, but it just didn't happen.
Tajay Spears goes off the board. Would you not be more inclined to take Kincaid over Mayer? No, I just think I still would. They're both in the first round. I definitely think I would be putting Kincaid up my board if he went in the first round, but I still would trust my evaluation there of Mayer. I just think he's a day 1, like ready to go starter. Kincaid, I genuinely don't understand why. Let's talk about that for a second though. Why would the Titans do this? The Titans' biggest need is probably offensive line or defense. As I'm going to make my pick, I'll grab... I'm not even sure who was drafted. I'll grab Luke Musgrave, actually. He went to the Texans.
He went to the Texans
in the second round. I think that's a good value.
3 tight ends in the second round, by the way, which I think we could definitely see.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, I mean, Kincaid, very interesting.
With Kincaid, their biggest needs are offensive line, because it's atrocious, and defense. So I like Kincaid. I might like Kincaid more than the average person, but he's not a very good blocker. I mean, he was not used in line very much in college. Meanwhile, Michael Mayer grades out as a very good blocker, a very good all-around player. So I almost feel like I understand how they need to address a weapon, but it has to, if you're going weapon, it's probably wide receiver here.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go tight end, it's probably Michael Mayer, because he's someone who kind of fits.
He can do it both. He can block
he can do both. So I'm not sure, but again, just for the sake of the mock. But yeah, I think I would still go Mayer.
Yeah, I would definitely go Mayer. I think what people really like about Kincaid is, his speed. And it's not necessarily like a
route
tremendous
running
speed. It's just more like
catchability.
just that area. I mean, Michael Mayer has all the overall attributes. I think Kincaid can do it just a little bit faster, and I think that's what they want. They want kind of like that middle of the field tight end that can separate themselves from everyone, which I think Michael Mayer can do, just maybe at a slower pace. So
is Benny Snell an easy drop? Yeah, probably. Rookie 102 or Deshaun Watson in round 2 of a Superflex startup. Deshaun Watson for me. Yeah, I would say Deshaun Watson.
All right, let's see where I'm going to go here. I do have one guy.
Andre says, why is Badake got Rice and not Downs? I thought Downs was one of his favorite wide receivers in this class. Just got here, so probably draft capital. Yeah, while you're thinking of your pick, Rashee Rice was a first-round pick in the mock draft that we're using here for today's exercise. He went in the first round to the Bears. Meanwhile, Josh Downs did not get drafted in the first 3 rounds. So in this scenario, in this exercise, it would be difficult to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all about the draft capital here in this thing. Wanted Kenny.
Kung Fu Kenny.
I was like, they're gonna, no one's gonna realize that Kenny is available there. Okay.
You played yourself.
I know, I did play myself. Let's see where I go now. Guess I'll just go best player available in my rankings. Kenny. He's off the board.
Kung Fu Kenny did.
He's off the board. I think based on next player available, according to my rankings, it will be Parker Washington right here.
Okay.
Didn't get drafted, but we all know who he is. We all know what he can do. 5'10", 215 pounds out of Penn State. So I like him.
Yeah.
Let's Tucker Kraft. Did he get drafted?
He did.
He did. Oh, okay. Okay, Tucker. Let's see where he got drafted to. He got drafted to the Jags. Interesting. In the 2nd round.
Yeah. Good
wow.
Pick. Good pick. Oh, okay. Wow. I see that. Thanks, guys. Totally agree. Draft capital sometimes need us to change our perspective about players, for sure.
Yeah. Still love Josh Downs now. I mean, I love the guy.
Sure. I mean, we can use Xavier Hutchinson as an example. I love Xavier Hutchinson, but if he doesn't go in the first 3 rounds, I got to change my mind on him. I have to consider what the NFL thinks about that player. Jaden Reed, good pick at the 3-9. Went to the Chiefs in the 3rd round. Just again with that Chiefs landing spot though, it's like, how do you separate yourself? But I do like it. Yeah, Chase Brown goes off the board.
Downtown Chase Brown. Come on, baby. Have a good combine.
Yeah?
I'm believing. I'm believing for a good combine, man. I don't need a Jerome Ford 2 years in a row.
Well, you didn't have Jerome, or you don't have Chase that high.
I don't have him that high, but I guess I would say he is my Jerome Ford of the.
Yeah.
I really like Chase Brown. I really like Jerome Ford.
All right,
we both did.
I don't really like Tyler Scott as a prospect, but he's a 2nd round pick. Why not draft him here? You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the 3rd round, so you went to your Giants in the 2nd round. They have a clear need. Don't like the prospect, but I will take him there. Not many better options, I would say, available on the board. Yeah. Considering draft capital, there's players that I like better, but they did not get draft capital that we wanted. Kung Fu Canyon. Michael Wilson off the board. Michael Wilson getting a little bit of love. Tanner McKee off the board as well. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of buzz about Tyler Scott, about him going in round 2. I know. I don't get it. Not to be rude or anything. I just don't understand why.
Going in the 2nd round.
I don't know.
I'll take another tight end here, Sam Laporta. He gets drafted in the 3rd round to the Packers.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Puka
goes off the board. Puka Nakua. Hey, I'm surprised we had over 100 people hanging out with us on Valentine's Day. Anybody here? I want to know, is anybody here watching who did something for Valentine's Day? Or is it kind of just like the singles club tonight? I'm
I
curious.
mean, is
Because
anyone
for
here
us,
watching with their partners? How about that?
I doubt that's true, but maybe. For us, we're already in February 15th. We're in the future, so
Yeah.
I'm curious if anyone had any plans, or you kind of just riding solo this year. And either way, that's okay. Thanks for joining us. Do us a favor, drop a like if you have yet to do so. Have appreciated the love, appreciated the support so far. Eric Gray goes, Dwayne McBride goes. Singles club, Cody says. ATJ says, yeah, work. I think it means like he's working. You guys go live while I'm on my 45-minute drive to work. I love that.
Oh gosh.
And Andre says, in Brazil, we do not celebrate Valentine's Day.
Oi, Brazil.
Valentine's today. So when do they celebrate Valentine's Day in Brazil then?
We have
Brazil.
We have
And
a
I'm
friend that's
assuming
Brazilian.
if Andre is into Formula One, he's probably a Lewis Hamilton fan. Obviously, Senna. Obviously a Senna fan, but he might not even be into Formula One. That's very possible.
When's Formula One? Formula One soon, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. Starts real soon. The liveries have been so disappointing. Like, everyone is basically the same livery that they had the year before.
Yeah, it doesn't look any. I mean, I haven't seen a car that looks significantly different. I mean, obviously,
no.
just the body, a little like a Nick's little changes with the body, but nothing crazy.
I'm gonna take Tank Dell here. I'll take Tank Dell there at the 412.
Love that.
12th of June. Okay, interesting. 12th of June. Okay. What's up, Aaron? What's up? Welcome in. June, that isn't... Yeah, you're right. That is interesting, ATJ.
Andre, I know how to say one bad word in Portuguese. Should I say
You're going to say it, or... Are you
I don't know. I feel bad. I mean, I don't want him to... It's... Joao always says, Bala puta. That's what he says.
I think that's the B word, right?
I have no idea, but that's how he says it.
Yeah.
It's like... He says something in front of it, but I just kind of make the sound.
I know puto isn't... Doesn't that mean... We should probably stop.
But hey, Brazil, Palmeiras. I know Joao loves the Palmeiras as well.
Yes.
A local Brazilian football club.
Yeah. Aaron says, I'm kind of new here. Do you do basketball drafts? No, not really. Trying to stay in our lane. But there's a lot of good people who do. Flo Sara says, I got into fantasy F1 last year. It was fun, but different. Yeah.
Fantasy F1, that's definitely, I haven't done that. Have you done that?
I haven't, but I would be cool. I would be happy to try it this year. I just feel like I'm trying to figure out how it would work. Is it like DFS style? Because everyone would just choose Max for stats.
It is. It is DFS style. So I have.
Oh, okay.
I've downloaded the app when they kind of promoted it in the beginning of last season, and it is a DFS style where you have multiple drivers.
Oh, okay.
But and obviously they get some sort of points, and there's But I
pick a constructor and 5 drivers. You have a budget. So that's the thing, though. I feel like isn't everyone just choosing Red Bull or like Mercedes, or maybe Ferrari? Those are the 3 teams people would choose between. And you have 5 drivers. So you have a budget. Okay. Does the budget is it DFS? But like, do you choose a new team every race?
Maybe because like
is that how it works?
If you choose Max, then you can't get both of the Ferraris, maybe even both of the McLaren guys. Like you really have to go at the back of the paddock.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I'd be down to try. You have limited subs each race. Okay. No, I'd be down to try. No, that sounds fun. Yeah, the liveries this year have been so boring so far. I mean, it's not been very fun.
First thing that comes up, F1 troll.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show people the liveries real quick. Okay.
I think there just wasn't massive changes this year, and I think that was because they really delivered deliveries last year. Like it was a big motion last year. I felt like, especially with the new car.
A lot of things changed. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, especially with the new car. So this
year
doesn't
Ferraris
feel that way.
I just feel like it looks pretty much the same. Like there's some very small, minute changes. Aston Martin literally has the same exact car. It's just a shade different. There is honestly, outside of like placement of words, there's not a single thing different about that car.
Placement of words.
I
think the shape is different. Oh, you can see it. You can definitely see the shape of it is different.
Yeah.
But,
McLaren, I really didn't like their livery last year. They decided to rock with it again, pretty much a little bit different. There's a little bit more chrome, I guess. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. AlphaTauri probably had the worst livery so far. I mean, the red looks so unnatural on this car. It just looks way out of place. People are like, what are we even doing here?
I think it sets them apart from, in my opinion, the Williams car.
I just like how
really classic kind of, to tell the difference last
year.
I
liked the navy and the white kind of together. Because I feel like the navy, their blues are different, but I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think Haas did a good job. I would say the same for Alfa Romeo. I mean, I prefer last year's livery. I loved the way that the Alfa Romeo looked on the side. But they did pretty well. I think it looks clean. It's not like groundbreaking or anything.
The wing is definitely better for sure.
The Williams, I was pretty disappointed in.
Random topics with Zach and Badake.
Because I felt like they could have really played on the Gulf now that they're partnered with Gulf. I thought they could have played on that orange much more than they did. It just, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed by how they utilized it. And then Red Bull is the same pretty much every year. But I think Haas did a good job. I think Haas did a good job with theirs. I like what they came up with. But anyway, yeah. Random stuff.
If you guys don't know anything about F1, watch Drive to Survive.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have time to watch all the seasons of Drive to Survive on Netflix and then watch the season. Just understand, you have to understand the sport to actually like it, because I didn't like it and Zach was like, bro, you should watch it. I was like, I watched it and I was like, holy shit. And then there was like a race on, like, I want to say the next week, because it was like in the middle of the season, and I watched the race and it was like one of the coolest things. Understanding, you kind of get lost a little bit because you're like, okay, what do the tires mean? What is about, like, you don't understand the temperatures, like you have to warm up your tires, like what the hell does all that mean?
Yeah,
what do you mean? What the hell does a grid mean? You know, what's P1? What is all that? Once you understand it, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. And I think Drive to Survive is good to get an understanding of the sport. But then I think most people who start to get into the sport are like, this is so overdone, you know? They're like, come on, guys, like this, you're creating drama out of nowhere. But I agree, it's like really good to like get into the sport at minimum.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that's probably going to be it for today. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. If you have yet to drop a like, do us a favor and do that on your way out. If you don't know, we do have a redraft channel. So go ahead and sub there, because that will pop off around May or so. Also, if you don't know, we did release merch yesterday. We were really excited about it. Have really appreciated all of the orders so far. It's been cool to see people, liking some of the merch that we put out. Put out a couple new things today as well. So make sure to go check that out. If you want access to our rankings, rookie profiles, which will all update Dynasty offseason rankings, all-time prospect tier list, you can check out our Patreon, which that link will be in the description below. I can also paste it in the chat now if you want to check out our Patreon. I think that's it. So enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you here very, very soon. We'll be live tomorrow for another rookie draft.
Same time.
I'm really excited about the video coming out tonight, by the way. We are releasing a video called Redrafting the 2022 Rookie Class 1 year later. So how will that pan out? I thought it was fun to record. So
yeah,
see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your night, and happy Valentine's Day from us to you. All love.